So I wanted to tell you all something I'm getting today, something I've never gotten my entire life before, and I'm excited, but there is a story behind it. So story time. So my car, it's older, and because I had to take out a longer loan, I owe more for the car than it's worth, like over $10,000. So knowing that, I've put in over $1,500 on fixing my car in different ways over the last 6 months. Well, coming back from Thanksgiving from my family's house, I barely made it back. It was a 5-hour drive. My transmission is going out, and that's at least $5,000 to $6,000 at least to fix it. And my car is 207,000 miles, so it's really not worth it. And honestly, I don't have that money to pay for it. So I thought, how in the world am I going to find a loan to be able to cover that much negative equity? And I only have Fair Credit because I've had to use my credit cards to be able just to make it and pay for medical expenses. But I thought, I need a car. There is no way that I can afford to fix the transmission, and even if I could, my car's not worth it. So I'm going to find something. So I went looking for a car, and when I did, I thought I'll find something that is lower priced, and maybe the total loan won't be that bad, and I can keep kind of the same monthly payments. Well, I tried that, and the cars that I was looking at that were lower priced, no lender would give me a loan because the value of the car wasn't worth that much overage of negative equity rolled into it. So the car dealership said, why don't we go newer? You can get, discounted rates and stuff. And I thought, I don't want to go brand new. That's just too much, and I've always been against that. And so they tried one that was a few years older. Well, they came back, and when they came back, they said, yeah, we'll give you a loan, but you got to have $5,500 down. I'm like, I don't have that. And then I about hit the floor when they told me the interest rate, 15%. I'm like, that's like putting a car loan on your credit card. No, that's ridiculous. And then they wanted like 85 months of a loan. Another thing going against me and keeping a loan on a car, especially having to put in all that negative equity, is I put tons of miles on my car. I have doctor's appointments that are 2 and 3 hours away weekly, and I put at least 3,000 to 4,000 miles a month, close to about 40,000 miles a year at least on my car. So it truly depreciates the car quickly. And so that's another thing I have to consider, is whatever loan I take out, I'm going to end up probably in the same situation I am in right now, because I have to roll in this negative equity on top of the actual value of the car. And so they said, I think you should try to do it with a brand new car. And I was like, hold on. No, brand new cars, that's a lot more. And they're like, hey, we have a model SUV that, is fairly priced for as far as what it goes. And it's only a few $1,000s more than one that's a few years older. And I was like, okay, let's just try it. And they're like, you'd be surprised, sometimes the interest rates will go down a lot. And I'm like, okay, try it. Well, they did it, and they came back with an offer that I was able to have like $3,000 on a down payment, which was $2,000 less, well, $2,500 less. And the interest rate, instead of 15%, it was 6.8%. Like, that's insane. And then the loan length was like 2.5 years shorter, and the monthly payment was only slightly higher. So essentially, I would be getting a brand new car with only a few hundred miles on it, and the loan value was going to be higher, but actually paying it off, I was going to pay it off in less amount of time with less of a down payment than I would one that was a few years older, and it had a high enough value it could take my negative equity of the car I have now to trade in. And I thought, that's insane. So I'm like, okay. And the other crazy deal with this dealership, they have a special where they offer you a free lifetime warranty on your transmission, motor, powertrain for only $100 deductible, as long as you keep up the oil changes at your specified mileage and transmission flushes. if something goes wrong and you're at 200 or 500,000 miles or at the end of your loan, it doesn't matter. They will pay for your engine or your transmission to be fully replaced or fixed with only $100 deductible. So that is huge security. So I was like, man, this is definitely my answer. This provides way more security, and I get a much better quality car, and I end up with only slightly higher payment, less down payment, and I have a car I'm about ready to pick up. So the other thing, I'm like, normally I wouldn't have had $3,000 to be able to do a down payment, but the way things have worked out over the last few months, I've been able to start saving a little bit back. And I had a Christmas club account I took out last year where they say like $100 out of every paycheck they take out, and here recently they just distributed the check to me, and so it's over $1,000, and yeah, that's supposed to go to Christmas, but I had that in the bank to be able to utilize. And then here recently we received a food basket from an organization I didn't even know existed in our community. Not even sure how they got our family's name, but they delivered it to us. And then a day ago or 2 days ago, we got another lump of food from the organization that is involved in the advocacy and counseling of my children that gives their clients food this time of year. So I thought, that's awesome. We're set on food. I can pull from the grocery budget. And so between that, getting paid, like I got paid the day this week, which couldn't have worked out any better. Between that, the Christmas money, the extra budget that I could pull from groceries, I was able to come up with a down payment. And so I'm just super excited the way things work out. I did not believe this was going to happen. So yeah, it was a little long story time, but I just wanted to tell you all about this, because even when you think you're up against a wall and there's no way out, over and over and over, I've been proven wrong, and my plans aren't the best plans, and in just the right timing, things work out. And I'm not a coincidence person. I truly believe that God has me, has our family, and the prayers that you all offer, and one of my biggest prayer warriors, my mom, my church, I think it's through all the prayers that are being sent up that truly keeps us where we are, and God working in crazy, weird ways. Even though it's not situations we want to be in, we always seem to make it through. So just wanted to share that with you today. Now that you've listened to this whole story, I hope you enjoyed it and found it an inspiration that sometimes things can work out a lot better than we can even had imagined. Now you want to see what I got. So the next post that I make, I'll show you my new purchase and what I was talking about in this story that I'm super excited about.